Sweet. So Michael, so what did you want to cover beforehand? Would you what do you want to cover? What were the
Oh,
questions?
okay. So I guess I already kind of filled this out on the application thing or whatever the thing was to get the
Yeah,
coaching. I kind of want to join like an academy team. Like that's like my overall goal right now, right?
gotcha.
Like to kind of work towards that. So about like 2 weeks ago, when I first tried to get your coaching, I was doing pretty good. I was in my D2 to D1 for almost, right? Um, I had like a 56% win rate, and I was doing pretty good. And then within the last like 2 weeks, I just have not been doing well at all. And I don't really know why,
Mm,
but it's just kind of been happening. I think it's just I'm in like a slump, I guess. Not
mm,
really much I can really do about it. Um, and then like I started playing like so yeah, like I started playing ADC because I was kind of getting tilted playing mid and trying to play something else to maybe try to win. But now I think I'm going back to just kind of working on my fundamentals and stuff. But basically, uh, I just kind of like I'm not like stupid, you know. Like I kind of understand like how the game works, but there's obviously things that I could be doing way better that I might not be realizing, and that might be why I'm not winning many of my games. Like I feel like when I'm in a game, I'm not the one who's going to be carrying a game, right? I feel like I'm going to be like more of a supportive player, you know what I mean? But
right.
I need to get in the mentality of carrying a game, and I think that's why I struggle so much in solo queue. Like I play on an amateur team right now,
Mm,
and like I do pretty good with that, but that's because like I'm able to communicate with my team. But the minute I go to solo queue, it's like so difficult for me to win games on like traditional picks and stuff.
right. So you think that there's a bit of a mental block going on there somewhere?
I feel like there is. I mean, like I don't think I'm a bad player, right? Like if I'm able to, like I said, like 2 weeks ago, like 56% win rate, like in D1, playing with like grandmasters in the A. Like most of the times during scrimmages, like I scrim almost every day with my team. We're playing against D1 to GM master teams, you know. So it's like I play against grandmasters almost every day.
Mm,
But then when I go to solo queue, I can't beat Diamond 4 players. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why I struggle so hard. Um,
okay.
it's annoying.
Okay. Well, what's your champ pool at the moment?
It's really so at the start of the season, it was Galio and Casio. That's all I used to play. But then once I started playing in this amateur league, I kind of needed to expand my champ pool. So then I started playing like Syndra, Oriana, Victor, Court, and then like I started playing Lulu because like our ADC is really good. So wanted to flex pick Lulu, so I started playing Lulu a lot. And then I wanted to learn like Diana because I needed to have like a Diana
Mm,
in my pool, but I suck at Diana, as you can see. Yeah, probably my worst champ, but you know, whatever. Um, and I don't like learning. Like I have Smurfs in Diamond 4, even though
yeah.
I'm Diamond 3. I know like I still have Smurfs in Diamond 4, but like I don't feel like I learn as much playing in D4 than I do playing on this heal. But right now they're the same heal, so it doesn't even matter really. I guess
Right.
I might need to play on my Smurf more with champs I'm not really comfortable on. But then I get annoyed because then I'm not climbing on this account. But maybe that's the problem that I'm having. you know?
All right, man. You just gotta kind of take a chill. You gotta relax a little bit here, man. Like I understand this is frustrating, but it sounds like you're in a bit of a rut right now. Okay, and
Okay.
you're not gonna get out of the rut if you do the same thing. So one of my favorite quotes is, and what you say this all the time. If it's not working, you got to change something. Like you can't just do the same thing over and over again. There's something wrong here. We need to identify it. We need to figure it out. What's going wrong? Now, I mean, I don't know anything about. I haven't seen any of your games. I don't know anything about you as a player. But from seeing your champion pool over the past few seasons, it might explain a lot here why you're a bit stuck. Your champion pool really hasn't like you played a lot of Mals, and Mals is a champion that
Pretty brain dead.
yeah, you're not you're not learning too much playing Malzahar. I mean, you can get to
Well,
Diamond,
yeah.
but you're not going to be carrying. Like you said, you haven't got that carry mentality. And it makes sense because you've been playing a champion that isn't a carry. It's a facilitator, and it's great at getting carried with, which is fine. It's a decent way to play the game, but if you want to level up and actually play at a high level, you can't stick like this anymore. The game's evolved.
This season I kind of stopped playing him a lot because he's so bad. So like,
yeah,
he doesn't do anything until he gets his codex, really, and that's like I tried playing him and it just wasn't working. So then I tried to pick up, like, in the beginning of the season, like I have a screenshot of when I got to Diamond. I was like, I think I had like a 70% win rate getting into Diamond.
Wait, before
okay,
Michael, sorry to interrupt you, but I got to point this out to you, and it's going to be a reality shock, and I'm here to give you a reality shock. Okay, I'm not here to beat around the bush. I'm not here to make you feel good.
No. I want to.
Okay.
The only reason I'm talking to you is so I get better.
The first thing that you need to understand is that every player, all the way up to low challenger and NA, is dog crap, like terrible. Okay, like Diamond 1 is bad, Master's bad, Grandmaster's bad, low challenger is even pretty average itself as well. And this is not to say that NA is a bad region. I can't talk. I'm from OS, but it's the same in any other region. Bro. You know, it's the same as any other region. Diamond 1 is bad, Master 0 is bad. Unless you're in Korea or China, the players are not good. And if you're thinking about, oh cool, you got a great win rate to D1. Cool story, man. Like, you're a big fish in a small pond. Like, it doesn't mean anything. So win rates, I don't care. I don't care about if you're Diamond 1. I don't care if you're low master. I don't care if you're Grandmaster. From what I've heard from all the pro players who've gone to NA, they say, again, the solo queue is very similar. They all say it's similar to OS. And I've played in OS. I've played in EU. I've played in China and Korea. Again, the players are all the same up until challenger level. So I think that first thing you need to identify is stop thinking about the rank right now. I don't care if you're D3, D2, D1. And more importantly, win rates don't matter. KDAs don't matter. At the end of the day, we got to think about performance. And you got to remember that everyone you're versing, even Grandmasters, they're all bad. Okay? That's the first thing you need to understand. Now, there's people in Grandmaster that literally don't know how to play the game. It's just the way it is. Trust me. It's really bad. Amateur leagues are very simple. All these teams, like, you got to realize the shift in mentality from you're going from it's like, you know, when you're in school and then, like, I don't know what it's called in America, but like, you know, when is it you first go to high school or something? Like, you think you know, when you go from being the biggest kid in your school then to like the littlest, that's what it's like. So D1 to master, it's like you're like the big kid in your school, and then as soon as you get into Grandmaster low challenger, you're like the little kid, right? So people get all mixed up, and this is why they all make so many accounts to master tier, because they feel great being the big kid. You know, it's like, oh, I can beat Diamond 4s, I can beat Diamond 1s, I'm so good, but they get stomped by challenger players. So you got to remember is that you're a big fish in a small pond, man, and until you get off this mentality and focus purely on improvement, you're not going to change. And I've seen it time and time again. I've coached people. I've seen people. It's Michael, right?
Yeah.
I've seen people. It doesn't matter if they know they need to work on their fundamentals. They won't do it because they just keep saying, I'm stuck, or they keep saying, I need to make a new account, my KDA's bad, my win rate's not good enough, and they just go round and round and round, and they're never going to change. So today, you've got a few VODs, right, on YouTube?
I have them on Twitch. That's okay, though,
okay,
right?
That's fine. But yeah, that's fine as well. I want to find out, I want to look at the fundamentals, I want to look at your approach at the game, I want to look at your mindset when playing a game, I want to figure it out, because it's going to be pretty glaringly obvious to me pretty soon looking in the VOD. And I think the first thing that we need to identify, we need to take a look at your champion pool. We need to pick at least 3 or 4 of them to hone in, because at the end of the day, man, you can have, it's not hard to have 3 or 4 or 5 champs to like a D1 level. Like, you can play any champion to like D1. But D1 plus, if you actually want to be good at the game, you got to hone in and have at least, you're not going to be able to play at the start. You're not going to be able to play more than 3 champs over a D1 level at the start. Like, you're going to have your 3 that you're going to be super comfortable with. And that's important even for the amateur league, because if you want to carry and be a threatening mid laner, you can't just be mediocre at all champs. Like, it's better to be good at, really good at 3 than average at 5, if that makes sense.
No,
So you got to pick 3 men, and you got to be really good at them, because you're just going to be that mid laner that just gets ignored. Like, I love drafting. When I was a coach, I love drafting against those players because they're not scary. I don't need to ban anything from them. I don't need to worry about draft. I know what they're going to play. They're going to be just the average player. They're not what you want to be. Okay, so
I understand, yeah.
we'll look at your game. We'll look at your games,
Sure.
and then we can, as we round up this video, this session, we'll start to set a direction and, you know, what champion pools or what champs you should focus on to kind of refine the skills that you need to get better at to actually level up your gameplay. So you want to go ahead and link the one you want to look at?
Sure. How do you like get past that like barrier? Like I agree. Like when I play against some challenger players, right, I get absolutely stomped. Right, but then when I play like against like a pretty like normal tier GM player, like actually in this VOD I'm about to show you, this guy's GM, and I don't think he played very well, but he's like a Zoe player, but still know how to play Syndra. But like I
wait, which one am I looking at? Which one?
The first one was
the Casio one.
Right. So this game we won, but I know I did a lot of things wrong, and I kind of, so basically I think that this guy didn't play as well as he could have, right? So I want to know how I could have abused him more to like force the win, you know? Because I instantly knew once I got into this lane with this guy that he was not punishing me like he should be on Syndra. But I didn't
this is a
do
hard
anything
matchup.
about it. Yeah, this is like a hard counter to Casio. But
This
this
is like
is
the
just
hardest.
But it's just it just happened because that's how the champ select happened, right?
Okay.
But so like I mean I guess should I just go in kind of telling you like my mentality of how I want to play this?
Actually, well, yeah. Before that, I just want to quickly like why are we not looking at a solo queue VOD? Like, do you want to go over it? Is this a flex queue or something? What is this?
This is like my my competitive team. I don't like all the solo queue games I really have aren't really. I mean, I could find one, I guess.
Well,
but...
we can look over this one. We'll look over it. I think we'll still find value. But you know, I actually hear this excuse a lot, where Michael, I hear this so much, where it's like I'm a better competitive player than I am a solo queue player, but that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
I feel that I play solo queue the same as I play competitive. So if I do something in a solo queue game, it's probably going to be the same as this competitive game. You know, the only thing I think I do more than competitive is commit to plays, even if they're bad. But
well, the thing with solo queue, right?
Okay.
Like, this is the way it works. Okay. The best solo queue players are the best competitive players. Full stop. That's just the way League of Legends works. When I'm a coach looking at the best players for competitive, I always look for the highest ranked players because they are the best. They always perform when it matters. And the reason is because it's generally solo queue. What it's great at doing, it forces you to think proactively. It forces you to take responsibility. When you're playing competitive in these settings, you can get away with not necessarily taking responsibility and kind of playing passively, especially if you're playing with other major shot callers, you actually have other strong laners, or you have other strong players on your team. You can get away with being a facilitator and having success. In solo queue, on the other hand, you can't do that because there's a lot of people. And if you play this game, for example, there's probably Ezreal here. If we just click on this little game here.
Oh, maybe that team. Yeah.
No, this Ezreal probably has no idea what he's doing. This Lulu has no idea what they're doing. These guys have no idea what they're doing. So what's happening, you're forced to adapt because you're not getting any information from any of them. Your awareness has to go through the roof to actually process what's happening on the map. You're going to have to pan your camera much more because you're not going to get anyone telling you what's happening. You're also going to have to find ways creatively and proactively to get a lead, and be really, really strict on your positioning because you know no one's going to peel for you. You're going to have to go above and beyond. So your awareness, your game sense, your creativity, everything about the game, it has to be played at such a high level. So when you go into competitive, it will actually feel easier in a lot of ways, especially in the early game. But where the best competitive players come, and why the solo queue talent is so important, is because that is what allows them to make those creative calls in mid game. Because why I actually think amateur a lot of the time, and this is actually why I actually sometimes I don't recommend players to play amateur at all. There's actually, so if I was to pick up at a pro level, and I've heard orgs do this as well, sometimes they actually prefer the raw solo queue talent who's basically never played competitive, because they're not weighed down by all these previous, they have a fresh and clear mind. Because what I've noticed with a lot of amateur teams, the way they actually work, let's just say if we look at this game that we're going to look at.
Sure.
Now, what will happen in these amateur games is that you've generally got 5 players on a team, 5 players who are playing at a very mediocre level versus another 5 players who are playing at a mediocre level. So what happens, because the skill level is all the same, pretty much all the same, and no one has to go above and beyond to carry the game. No one is forced, no one comes up with creative new ways. No one is forced to adapt to a chaotic situation, because it's all cool, calm, collected. Generally, games are cool, calm, collected. And the way they win, there's no weird calls, there's no weird scrappy skirmishes where you have to adapt. It's either usually farming, safe farming, maybe someone gets a gank off, you play a front-to-back team fight, you play around a dragon, maybe you trade an objective, and then there's a team fight and you win the game. But in solo queue, it's a completely different story. There's random skirmishes everywhere. That's actually why the Korean solo queue players are the best, by the way, is because, you know why? It's because they team fight and skirmish so often. So they're team fighting, and they are so on the ball in terms of skirmishing and adapting, and their creativity levels through the roof. They think on another level because the game's played at such a fast pace. And amateur games, you don't really learn much. To be honest, you don't really learn much. You would actually learn more. So you're probably versing here. I'm assuming you're versing another D3 or D2.
He's GM, but I don't. Like I said, I don't think he really played this like a G player. So
well, you're going to learn more from the average Grandmaster or the average Challenger player than this dude. A lot of the time. In amateur games, you may verse the odd decent player, but a lot of the time, if you're climbing solo queue, a low challenger player is going to be way better than a D1 player who has quote unquote good comms and good macro. That's just the way the way I interpret it. That's the way I spoke to other head coaches at other regions, things like that. That's why we all value solo queue so incredibly highly, and in every single one of my teams, solo queue has been the most important thing for us. And that's why, even from OS, we had somewhat success at international, decent results, and beat some teams in scrims, even from crappy recent. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're fine now.
I was just saying, that, the only reason we would have somewhat success at international tournaments and beat teams that were way better than us is because we had such an intense focus on solo queue. Whenever we went to Korea, all the players tried to reach Challenger, got Challenger, that was everything. So it's fine if you want to do this competitive thing. I just want you to understand that, you need to take your solo queue incredibly seriously. And there's a reason why you're not winning solo queue. There's a huge reason why you're not winning solo queue. And if you're not winning solo queue, that's a sign that, if you're struggling against, D4s,
I
it's
have
really, really big.
I have another VOD of me actually playing against this guy in solo queue, if you want to watch that instead.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to you, but I would prefer solo queue.
Okay. I don't remember really what I did this game, but I don't know how to send it to you with the timestamp, but it's basically... This is my first time really doing this, so...
It's all good, man.
It's this
and
it's that video, but it's at this.
And the thing is, I am going to be hard on you, way more.
To be, it's fine.
Yeah, just giving you a warning.
I want you to, like I said, I'm not. It's at 4:22, 4 hours 22.
Holy shit! This is a long stream.
Sorry.
Okay.
So,
Okay, we can take a look at
no,
this.
I want you to be hard on me because I feel like I understand like some basic things, but like I know that there are things that I'm missing that you could be telling me. You know, that's
Mm.
like, yeah, that's like why I wanted this session. So,
So this guy's D2. This guy's D2.
right,
He finished.
it's the same play. He's GM right now, but this is the
Right.
same guy.
He's got a lot of Soliki games played. He's a grinder. He has 818 games played.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a hard matchup. This is
Yes.
actually a matchup where you should go Spellbook, by the way. I need to make a
Really?
video on it, but Spellbook is just way better on Galio at the moment, by far.
Can you explain to me why?
Yeah, so what I realized... Okay, so what I realized... I mean, because the Spellbook thing wasn't invented when I actually... It wasn't at meta when I made the video. But what I realized with Galio is that why Spellbook is so good, he's a champion that can utilize so many summoners. Think about it. Ghost, amazing for gap closer. Even heal, absolutely amazing for the movement speed combined with Nimbus Cloak, insane. And 2v2 skirmishes,
Mm,
insane. TP, for obvious reasons, really, really good. You can even swap to things like Exhaust for all-ins. You can swap to Ignite for all-ins. You can swap to Cleanses when you're versing hard matchups, if need be. Like, every single summoner is great. But the main reason, as well, is that you want as many summoners up as possible to utilize your Nimbus Cloak so you thrive in skirmishes. Now, the great thing about it as well is that, like Twisted Fate, you can come back TP, you're going to be completely fine. But the great thing is that you get the Inspiration Tree. And the Inspiration Tree, in my opinion, is one of the best trees for Galio because you can either go Time Warp Tonic, you can go Time Warp, and which you can start corrupting in hard matchups with Biscuits as well. So you can actually minimize hard matchups with this. Or if you're in a really easy matchup, you can go Cosmic. You can go Cosmic and D-Ring and go DMAT. So you have so much flexibility in your runes. Like you can go Cosmic, D-Ring, DMAT. You can go Time Warp, Biscuits, Corrupting Pot in harder matchups. You can also start heal. A lot of the best Galios, like you watch, like Nemesis has been playing a bit of it and things like that. They go heal for 2v2s because then your 2v2s are out of this world.
yeah,
But
makes sense.
there's some Galios. There's that guy, I believe. He's like a Turkish, really good Turkish mid laner. He goes TP with Spellbook. I actually like going TP with Spellbook. This would be a matchup where I would go TP as well because,
Get poked out.
yeah, you kind of get poked out and TPing back to lane might be pretty vulnerable. I mean, pretty good. But this is also a matchup where I would find Corrupting Pot and Time Warp Tonic
Much more
way better
useful.
because
Yeah.
I'm going to get poked out with D-Ring 2 pots. So that's the big reason with Biscuits as well. I want Biscuits. And you also get to save the gold and go magical footwear. But again, you do lose the early boots. But yeah, so I've just found it to be quite
Mm-hmm.
useful. It's something you should experiment with. I am probably going to do another video on it explaining it, but
Okay. Yeah.
it's quite nice. Yes, you lose a bit of the lane durability because you don't get bone plating and you don't get, or like second wind if you want to go second wind, and you don't get unflinching, which is also pretty good as well. But it comes down to preference. They're both super strong. I just find that in higher elo games, Spellbook is better.
I don't really remember this game too well.
Okay.
Try to do my best.
Take a look at it. This is going to be a tough one. But the good thing about it is that you have... Okay, this is actually a really good comp to have it with because you have Camille, great
Yeah.
setup. Nidalee doesn't have CC. Like, you want to be with champions that have damage. You don't want CC. So you got Lucian, Nidalee, and Camille, which is perfect with Galio. So this is a really good comp
Mhm.
for it.
Now I
And
do
this...
actually I do get shit on this game pretty hard. Like she beats me pretty hard.
Wait, this is like... I'm trying to pause when you do the tab. You do tab. Oh, you do tab in a second. All right, there. Okay, so you went no cleanse mid, which is huge. Oh, shit. Whatever. She went no cleanse. I just wanted to check if Zoe went
Right,
cleanse.
she went ignite, so I can
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
harass her. Is what you're saying, or like when I engage, like she has no way to get.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at that for kill threat. It's very
Mhm.
important to know. Because your gank setup, like the way I view it, she doesn't take it. Okay.
Oof.
I think this rune choice from Zoe is terrible. Dark Harvest is so troll in this matchup. He should be going either Airy or Electrocute. Airy's so good because he can just keep poking you. Even in your melee matchup, you can get away with Electrocute. Like, Dark Harvest is so greedy. It's ridiculous. Like, the fact that she hasn't poked you at all, basically,
Yeah,
is really bad. She's not
she
even
will.
she's barely autoing you.
She will later, but yeah, I obviously I'm getting away with like a lot of like last hits I should not be getting away with, which is
100%.
really nice of her.
Yeah.
I think right here in this play, if I remember. No.
What is she doing? She's giving you the cannons. Okay. Okay, the first... Oh...
Yeah,
This
it
is
was a bad
really,
TP.
really big. This is so big, man. Okay, first thing I'm literally seeing here, like, I want you to kind of step me through this actually a little bit here. Like, what was the thought process here?
Well, to be honest, I don't remember, but I can
Okay.
just assume that I saw that there was a 2v2 and I wanted to make sure they won it, but they looks like they were already winning it, I guess. So I didn't need the TP, but I'm sure that like once after I TP'd, I was like, oh, I just lost my lane. It just looked like right before I TP'd, it just looked like it was like it looked like it was going to be close. So I was like, okay, I want to win this for my team. You know, like that's what I want to do. Like if I look right here, it just kind of looks close, but then he gets one shotted, you know, and it's like then it's not close at all.
Well,
So it's like
okay.
as I'm TPing, it's already over.
Well, the big problem here is that you're not using your mouse buttons. That's the first big one. Especially as a diamond player, you need to have, like, as a diamond player, your fundamentals of jungle tracking, like you need to be great at jungle tracking. Your timing flashes needs to be on point. Your map awareness and side lane awareness needs to be on point. And through the use of, I use mouse button 1, mouse button 2 on the side of my mouse, and T. T for bot lane, jungle, and top. Incredibly important.
Oh, you're
Because
saying
clicking,
like the F keys, yeah.
yeah, instead of F keys, because F keys are way too hard to use. Like, they're so far away from your fingers. T is so close to your R, you don't need it anyway. It's usually for emotes anyway, and most mouses have 2 buttons on the side, in which you can easily bind them as well. So it's super, super easy. Because right now, what I'm seeing is this whole time, there's no reason for you not to have your camera pan top. For some reason, you're just having the camera panned on yourself here for like nearly 2 or 3 seconds, which would have been allowed you to kind of assess the situation a lot more accurately. So again, I don't mind. Like, I don't mind this plays because you made the call, you thought it was good. That's something you can review after. But in terms of something that's important moving forward to increase the quality of your decision making, it's because you're not assessing the enough information. So, very big. So what do we know here? You should be pressing tab to see how many camps that Lee Sin has. Does he have 12? Does he have 16? Has he done 3 camps? Has he done 4 camps? Most likely, we know there's going to be a contest on this top scuttle. Where was your ward? Where was your ward?
I warded early when we were doing this invade. I don't remember why, to be honest.
This is really bad for you. Like,
no, this is a really bad ward. I know. I don't remember. Like I said, I don't remember why.
Again, like I'm telling you here.
These are the little things, though. Right?
These are all the little things that add up. This is Salt the Key is about all the small details. It's about refining every single detail. This is going to bite you in the ass because you know what you're telling me before, and this is actually amazing. Actually, I love this because what I've noticed about players who have this defensive mindset and this very facilitating mindset and this very like they're not a carry. They are so okay with like doing things for the team. Like, it's like, I'll use my wards for the team. It's okay. I'll use my ward for the invade. Don't worry, guys. I'll use my ward. I want the mid laner that's going to say, screw you guys. You use your ward. I want my ward. I want this. I don't want to miss CS. Like, they're the people who are super, super greedy. My favorite quote for as any pro player, Sharon said this. When he got rank 1 at NA. He says this all the time. He says, help yourself before you help others. When he plays with players that don't have that mindset, help yourself before you help others, they're bad players at the high level. So and like this, I can look at this and say, oh yeah, it's just a casual ward. But this is very telling of your mentality. This is very telling of what you're thinking in the game because it's like either you're autopiloting and you're not thinking at all, which is just as bad, Or you're like, okay, guys, don't worry, I'm going to ward for the invade. You guys can save your ward, or I don't mind using it because it's all these small details which is going to bite you in the ass later on.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay?
sure I was like, pretty sure my mentality with that ward is I'm gonna get shoved in by the Zoe.
Right.
I don't really care if I ward now because I'm not gonna really. But like, she didn't really harass me that much. So I was actually able to ward, but I
Gotcha.
don't know.
It's just important.
I shouldn't
Like,
have done it. I shouldn't have done it.
yeah.
I understand because like I could be warding like that,
Oh,
or like it could be
anything,
a little
man.
bit deeper vision.
Anything. Okay. This is not too bad. Top CPing in. You should be assessing the situation. You should be looking at top wave right now to see what's going on. Next wave's not a cannon. You should stay because there's probably going to be a contest. There's no reason right now that your camera should not be panned on top to see what's going
Okay.
on.
I just should be looking at wherever there's action. Basically, it doesn't.
Because if you think about it, remember this situation. We know most likely there's a scuttle. We know there's a scuttle coming up in 5 seconds from now. Now, you want to make sure that mid is shoved in because you want to be at this fight. So you want to get mid shoved in and you want to lean to this Nidalee. Now, as soon as Jax TP's there, this might change the dynamic completely because maybe Jax actually has a big wave building into Camille and maybe Jax is actually going to get into River first. Conversely, maybe there's actually not a big wave. Maybe Camille's actually shoving in, which is a sign that would say that Camille would get into River first. So again, I'm just thinking right now, because Galio is the ultimate skirmish champion. I'm assessing everything. I want to assess every single bit of information possible to know where I need to be and what will possibly happen. Because there's no reason right now not to just be leaning in top river.
Right,
Just,
I should be like already halfway.
oh, you could just be hovering there. There's no point you sitting mid, like, you know. Anyway, but then you just got to come back mid. It's completely fine. Just like I'm just looking to refine all these little details here, but it's not too bad. Nothing too terrible. Okay, there's Lee Sin there. There's a pings coming down. Yeah, Lee's definitely bot side.
I get killed here, actually. Yeah. This is bad, I guess. I don't really know. Like, obviously, I know something bad happened, but I don't even know, like, how that even all started, you know? Like, why would I even take that trade? Maybe because he was just in front of me.
Well, I think one thing here that you didn't assess was that she had proto belt and that your jungler was in base.
So
What do we
it's
see
stupid
here?
of me it's stupid of me for you even to try to contest a CS, even. I should just be playing even more further back.
Oh, what I would do, I would just sit back here and queue this.
Right. There's no reason for me to auto it.
Yeah, or I would walk up in order and just sitting behind this one, or I would walk up and just queue this one and try and CS these ones on the tower. But the biggest problem here is that you just don't
Respect.
now it's fine. If you just walked out there, I'm pretty sure you were completely fine. But you
Okay.
kind of,
Entered.
I think you just didn't consider the proto belt. That's the biggest
Okay.
thing here.
No, I definitely didn't think she would kill me when I started this fight. But then, like, right here, I was like, oh, I'm dead. Right.
Yeah. Again, this is just really understanding kill threat and really understanding like your identity as a champion. Like the way I see this is like I'm just minimizing. My jungler's in base, my jungler's recalling. I don't want to heavy trade right now. Heavy trading in this situation is worst case scenario. I don't have 1050 gold. I can't even get a revolver. My jungler's recalling here. My top lane is in base. Lee Sin's in bot river. I don't have teleport. This is just worst case scenario if I heavy trade mid because Lee Sin can come mid. Zoe's fine. We're in an isolated 1v1. This is just worst case scenario. So as a mid laner, and this is what solo queue teaches you. It punishes you if you're not understanding the context of every situation. Because right now, like the way I see it, I mean, you know, we could take it at face value is that you just didn't understand Zoe's kill threat. Or we could look at it a little bit deeper and be like, well, why are you trying to contest
No, I think
Zoe?
I think deeper is the actual reason. I don't even think I was thinking about trying not to fight her because my jungler wasn't there.
Exactly.
That's something I should be thinking about is where's my jungler and is this even worth it? Even if I did win that trade, is it even?
Well,
I shouldn't be going for it.
Well, okay, let's just say Zoe, for some reason, misses bubble on here, and then you E in and you take a nice trade. Who's to say that Lee Sin isn't going to be here
Right.
and,
Yeah.
throw a Q in or whatever? Like, even if you heavy trade, right, and you take 50% HP, you go to 50%, and Zoe goes to around 50% as well. I mean, okay, it's fine, I guess, but at the end of the day, you don't have teleport, and Lee Sin's in the area now, and the next wave is still going to be hard. Like, I just feel like trading for the sake of trading doesn't really do anything in this specific circumstance, purely because your jungler's not here. And you're not heavy trading to reset. Pre-first item Galio is terrible. It's just the worst. Like, your whole early laning is just terrible.
Yeah, I realized that after playing him for a
Oh,
little bit.
no. Oh, no.
Hmm.
Come on, man. There's no way you didn't buy a refillable here. You're no refillable versus a poke lane? How are you going to survive lane?
I probably
What,
don't.
what was the thought process here not buying a pot? Or not buying
Probably,
refillable, man?
like I said, this game was a while ago, but I guess it was just like, okay, I can buy boots and a pink ward, so that's what I did. I wasn't really thinking like, oh, I need to refillable this, but that's something I probably should be thinking of.
Refillable is absolutely crucial on Galio. Like, I buy it literally every single game. Like, you need it because you're a melee champion who has to heavy trade. You're not a champ, and I guess you can tempo base but you can't really tempo base before Proto Belt because you don't have the wave clear to kill cannons, and your wave clear is kind of unreliable in any of these tricky matchups. So any matchup that's heavy poke, whether you're versing Ori, Syndra, Victor, Zoe, any of them, you need refillable because otherwise, okay, I'll show you what's going to happen in a second when you get back to lane.
She's going to hit me twice and I'm going to be like...
Well, then you're going to have to recall and then you're going to have to lose more creeps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Nilly's going to be a nice jungler. Stop a recall. So you got mega tempo right now. This is very good for you. Although, I don't really think you can do much purely because you don't even have Proto. You don't have Revolver yet either. Which is it's not terrible. Okay. We don't really have enough knowledge. I mean, what? Is there sound? Put this sound on.
Probably. It's probably just me yelling.
Oh, okay, maybe we shouldn't have it on then, because maybe it'll confuse us.
Yeah, it says my voice on. Sorry.
That's all good. He should be leaning top side, in my opinion, not bot side.
Because my jungler is there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, your intention isn't to set up a gank. If your intention is to set up a gank, then yeah, I guess it's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you're not going to get ganks here anyway, to be honest.
Right now, I'm just playing off the minions, so I don't get queued by her.
Yeah.
That's all I was doing.
Yeah.
There.
To be honest, I think it's fine because I don't think Lee Sin's going to gank you now anyway. Like, this Zoe has to recall. I think it's fine.
Okay.
But all I know in this situation is that you should be looking to interrupt this recall from Zoe. She's recalling behind that corner. There it is. No. Oh.
I didn't do it in time.
So you got to... Like, this is as well what solo queue teaches you big time as well. It's like... Okay, this is more of a mentality thing. Like, I might be looking into this a little bit too deep, but I have found this to be the case when I have coached people. Because to give a bit of background to me, in my last year of coaching, this was last year, I coached a bunch of amateur players, like my like rookie players, to go to like a pro level. So I got like a bunch of like low grandmaster, master players, and by the end of the year, they were like high challenger, and one of them even got imported. And what I actually found at the start, it wasn't their raw mechanical ability that was wrong, or even necessarily their understanding of the champion's identity, and it wasn't really their understanding of the matchups or the trading patterns. What I actually found was that there was a terrible, terrible mindset. And the mindset was, you could see it through the way they were clicking, and very defensive clicking, always back clicking. But the most important thing I saw was they didn't have the mindset of like that I have to shit on my opponent every game to win. At the end of the day, if you don't have that mindset where it's like I have to find every single way to dominate my opponent to get an inch, like fight for every single inch, you're really going to struggle over the long run. And you know why this is super telling is in this situation is because when you come back to lane here, you're doing completely fine. But what do we see? We see that Zoe is completely with no TP. I know in this situation that this is absolute best case scenario because I know if Zoe comes back with a lost chapter or any item, I'm going to be in trouble. So I want to keep Zoe in this situation as long as possible because this is probably going to be one of the few times I get pressure in this lane, which is going to allow me to do things. So I would probably be actually heavy trade. I would actually probably not heavy trading, but I would actually be posturing quite aggressively. I would want Zoe to use abilities on me right now because I know she has very limited mana to even burst me. I know she doesn't have Ignite either because she used it before. I actually don't want Zoe to get out the wave. Because you're playing very defensive here and just letting Zoe get out the wave, it's like, oh, okay. And more importantly, you don't even think about what Zoe's doing. Like, she's just obviously recalling here. She's She has to find a way to get back. You're not thinking about what she wants to do. You're just like, la-di-da, and then you just let her recall. You're like missing. Like, this missing ping doesn't even make sense. There's no way in a trillion years that this is always roaming, right? Like, what is Zoe going to do?
She's gonna emote at them.
Yeah, it's like she's never gonna roam. Like she's no mana. She wants to base. She needs to recall. So it's very telling of like what's going on in terms of your mentality. Dude, you gotta have a dog mentality, man.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that like dog mentality where it's like, and the way you develop it is force it. And you know what? It will sometimes. You will int because you're like, I'm playing overly aggressive. So what? And this is, oh my God, this is fascinating. I want to get your opinion on this as well because I found this to be the case. I am going a lot in depth because you're a competitive player. You want to play competitive, so you need to understand these mentality things. Okay, so there's two types of mid laners in solo queue in League. There's the players that play Aurelia, Yasuo. They play very aggressive champions, maybe Zed. They might play Zoe. They'll play, sometimes they play Syndra with Electrocute. Just very aggressive. Their mentality when playing the game is very aggressive. Then you've got the players who play a little bit more calculated. They play Ori. They'll play Victor.
Yeah.
They'll got, they got, sometimes they play Cassio, Corki, just like Azir. Like, they play all these champions. Now,
that's like my champ pool.
Now, yeah, so what? And this was me as well, and I just changed my mentality. Now, it's always easier for this player. Let's call this player 1 and player 2. It's always easier for this player to go pro. It's just the way it is because it's easier to tone down aggression than actually create aggression because you can always coach this player and say, "Oh, here, this is why the play didn't work." But conversely, for player 2, what I have to say is, this is the play you could have done. Which it's much harder to learn that way. And the reason it is because this is emotional. Because you die from making a mistake, it's very emotional and intense. But when I tell you in a VOD, you miss this play, it's like just you could have dived bot here, or you could have went for a solo kill, or you could have stopped a base, or you could have played for a tempo reset. It's not emotional because you didn't feel anything in the game. Right? So as a coach, I always look for these players. When I look for a pro player on my team, I look for these players. I look for their champion pool. There's two things I look for. Is the quality of their champion pool in terms of how aggressive they are. And I also look for games played. I look for the grinders who play a lot. I don't care about win rates. I don't care if they have a 50% win rate over 1,500 games, but they're like mid-challenger. I love that player. And that's what the coach of Samsung did at Worlds. And when he found like Crown, he didn't have a good win rate, but he was a grinder and he was an aggressive player. So what we need to do is we need to shift you from player 1 into player 2. And the only way you're going to do this, and the fastest and the best way to do it, is you need to not be afraid to lose games.
You mean from player 2 to player 1?
Sorry, player 2 to player 1.
Yeah, I got it.
To get you from player 2, you need to not be afraid to lose games. You need to not be afraid and push your limits.
It's actually so weird. So I started playing Syndra this season. I've never played it before. And I actually talked to like another challenger coach, and he kind of said the same thing. He was like, you should learn Syndra and try to learn how to play aggressive. And I was like, oh, okay. And every time I try to play aggressive, I just get shit on. And that's, it's kind of crazy that you're saying kind of the same thing. Like, I'm playing too passive, and I need to play more aggressive. And then when I try to play aggressive, I just lose. It's
But
actually exactly what happens.
well, you know what it is though. It's and this is
Okay,
actually something I try not to even use that term. I don't even like to say aggressive and defensive. I actually don't even like to say that.
sure.
What I like to call it is optimal and suboptimal.
Okay, so aggressive is
This is
always
literally just
better.
wrong. This is just wrong because like you're missing opportunities like this. You can see this opportunity as like missing a recall. You can say it as like, oh, you just take the safe approach. You just did the ping. You didn't want to get chunked, but that's just suboptimal. He's
Okay.
taking you're choosing the incorrect play.
Hmm.
Not okay. So, but the way it is in League of Legends, there's no such thing as 100% play. It's all percentages. It's always like, okay, 95% of the play at the time, this is the right play, or 60% of the right time, whatever it is. The aggressive player is always playing the odds and know that majority of the time that's the correct play in context with that game. This is where it gets a little bit complicated because then you
How
need
do
to take
you?
into
Yeah, how
game
do you
state things
do
like that.
that? How do you like calculate how good a play is gonna be?
Well, that's where a few things come into play. That's first of all, the first step is champ identity. That's why a lot of that's why you gotta have a small champion pool at the end of the day. That's the first thing. That's why you gotta be really good at 3 champs. Because I saw from your champion pool, you said you're playing Ori, Corki, Diana, Lulu, all this shit. You're playing like 6 champs. Your
Probably more,
di-
honestly.
or more, right? Your diamond 3 level or max D2 or D1 at like all of them, D4, whatever. You're
Hmm.
average at all of them. And what happens, all the learning in League of Legends is in the last 10%, last 10 to 20%. So you've got, let's look at your Galio right now. I can already tell. Your Galio is probably at, let's just say 75%. Now, what you learnt that got you to the 75%, which gets you to D1 or D2, whatever it is, doesn't get you to master. So for example, this 75 to 80% might get you to low master, then 85 might get a mid master, then 90% like GM, and then this last 10% from 90% champion mastery to 100% where you really understand how to win games. You understand how to skirmish, you understand how to carry, you understand how to play from behind, you understand how to adapt, you understand how to adapt your runes, builds, everything. This 10% is where all the learning comes into play, because then in order to actually unlock this last 10%, you need to understand, your side lane awareness needs to be insane, your jungle tracking needs to be insane, your warding, all of it. So you won't even get to learn any of these amazing, like unlock any of these parts of the game when you're still stuck at 75. So you're getting 75 on all of your champions. So you're not gonna get to that next level, because what's gonna happen as well is that you don't understand your limits enough. So you're just not gonna see the plays. You're just not gonna see it. So you got to be really good at 3 champs. Generally first, and though being better, and you know what will actually happen, the fascinating thing by doing this, when you're really good at 3 champions, you actually passively get better at all other champions because you understand what's possible, but you don't understand what's possible. It's like you don't know what you don't know, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. Yeah.
So and the only way, so the first step, like I said, is champ mastery and understanding champ mastery and champion identity. So really playing a lot of games on 3 champions, or three or four, giving your diamond like 3 or 4 champions. Next step is within those 3 or 4 champions, you cannot be afraid to int, and you cannot be afraid to lose games. You can't care about KDA, win rate. All you should be focusing, the main thing you should be focusing on is intensity, the intensity of your practice. None of this like 9-hour grind without leaving your chair shit. Like intensity, short blocks of like 3 or 4 games where you're really focusing, you're hard reviewing, you're really looking at you're looking at the details. Because remember, details is what matters in solo queue. It's what matters in competitive. It's what matters in the higher ends of the game. In my games today on stream, I played a game. I made 1 TP, and then the game's like over. And like I would look at that, and I'll be like, okay, why was that TP good or bad? What did I look at? Why did I think that was a play? And then I just realized I wasn't focused. I wasn't thinking about my champ identity. I wasn't thinking about the matchup. All these sorts of things. I wasn't playing to my spikes. It all comes back to champ mastery. Then, so mixed with intensity and not being afraid to, not being afraid to int. And shifting your mentality every single game from how do I how do I win this game to just how do I dominate my opponent? You have to have find a way to dominate your opponent. And at the end of the day, man, it's going to feel uncomfortable because you're just not going to know how to do it. You're going to be like, I don't know, man. I have no idea. Because sometimes the way to dominate your opponent isn't through killing. Sometimes through dominating your opponent is actually going even. So maybe you're in like this Galio versus Zoe. Dominating your opponent isn't solo killing Zoe at the highest level. It's minimizing, going even CS, controlling vision, setting up ganks, calling plays, saving your TP so you don't have to use it, go back to lane. Like all those, that's dominating your opponent, you know? Like sometimes dominating your opponent is all the little things that allow you to utilize your champion's kit. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I'm just taking notes of this so I can review it.
So yeah, man, I think that's very, very important. Like there's all this mentality stuff and you're understanding.
Like you've obviously coached somebody who like have you ever coached somebody who had like a defensive mind state or like was a
yeah 100%.
So how do you
Definitely.
get them to change to be like the player? Like how do you get them to be an aggressive player that knows what's going on? Like is it just those play 3-4 games, just review it and figure out what you can do better? Like or is there more
it's
to
interesting.
it? You know, like I don't know how to even start, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because so I did this in last year. So like I said, I got rookie players and my goal was to turn, because the way it worked is like I tried to get rookie players that were like lowish elo to play in the OPL, which is our pro league. The first split was so hard. Like they just weren't up to scratch. Like they just weren't good enough. And we got shit on and it was really bad. The second split, I started to see progress. And I think what happened, because I didn't even know this. I actually realized this after. I realized this about halfway through the split where I realized that there was a mentality problem. I think what happened was that their mindset shifted from like I can't, because it's a little bit different when you're in competitive because it's like you feel terrible for losing because every week is so important. But if you're not really a competitive player, it's much easier because, or like, a pro player because you have the time to refine and lose without feeling terrible. Like you lose an amateur game or a solo queue game and it's not the end of the world. But if you lose a competitive match on the weekend, it feels terrible. So what actually happened, I think, on that off season in between split 1 and split 2, I think they just realized is like, well, we've hit rock bottom. We can't get any worse than this. Our expectations are so low. Let's just play. Who cares? Let's just go in, go hard. Let's play very aggressive because, you know, what we were doing before playing this whole defensive shit, scaling stuff, it doesn't work. So let's just go hard. So I think all the players over time, they just literally just realized what they were doing weren't working. And it really come from painful experiences at the end of the day. Because I don't think for you, and I think that what I'm trying to get at, and the best way for you to do it is have painful experiences. In the sense that,
okay.
I mean, I actually think what you're going through right now is incredibly painful. Like, I mean, you know, I look at your OPGG. This is incredibly painful. Just looking at this, like,
Tell me about
like
it.
I look at this account and I'm like, this guy is not having fun playing the game. Now, it's the exact same with someone going to the gym, right? It's like, okay, you get those people that's like they fucking hate their body enough that they're gonna like they're gonna find the motivation because they're so angry of like getting people not respecting them or whatever. They eventually over time realize how bad their situation is. Then they use that anger or that motivation, that energy from thinking and really understanding how crappy the situation is to go to the gym and get things done. When I think you just need to reflect, man. It's like, look at your situation. You've been platinum for 3 seasons. You were diamond 5 and diamond 4 for 2 seasons. You're basically at this same exact spot, and it doesn't look like you're going anywhere. Doesn't that piss you off?
I mean, yeah. I can't fucking just be mad at it.
Well, no, at the end of the day, man, I'm not the one getting out of your situation. Right. And the way, like I said, man, if you do the same thing, nothing's going to change. So, like I said, you have to be so sick of your situation in a way. There's like, I don't want to sit here and do the exact same thing for a whole nother year. I actually want to achieve my goal. I've set my dream. I want to do something. Then you have to push your limits and actually, like I said, go into games, change your champion pool, shift your mentality, literally go into that game saying, I'm going to dominate my opponent. How do I win this matchup? The perfect way to do this, literally, okay, let's just say you went into this game. Which one was it? Yeah, Victor versus Yasuo. Every game, you look at it, straight away after the game, go into the OBS recording, take and look at it and be like, okay, what happened here? Look at the CSing, look at the quality of the trading, look at everything. Then go onto YouTube, type in Victor versus Yasuo. First thing that will pop up will be a replay, maybe Domisum channel, it's called Domisum, whether it's LoL replays, whatever it is. And then you're going to look at a replay. And then when you're in queue, you're going to look at a replay, and then you're going to look at two of them. And then you're going to be like, okay, I see how they played those trades. Okay, here. And then you go back to your OBS, and you're like, okay, interesting. Notice how I didn't do this in lane. Or notice how, why was I stepping like this? Why was I doing this? Why was I at this point? Then you're like, holy crap, man. I'm actually playing this matchup so poorly. And rinse, repeat. Next Victor game. What happens? Okay, what are we playing this time? Victor versus Akali. Okay, what are we seeing here? Go into YouTube, go into your OBS, rinse, repeat. Do this 3-4 times. What are you seeing? You'll start to see trends. You're going to be like, okay, as Victor, I need to do this. Okay, the games you win, what happens? The game you lose, what happens? Okay, then over time, what you're going to realize is that you're going to start to see trends, and this is where champion mastery comes into play, because then you've been playing, I've played a whole day of 7 different matchups of Victor. I've played 15 games, and I've actually noticed that, okay, at the start of the day, my trading wasn't that good, and at the end of the day, I actually feel kind of comfortable now. I actually think I know what feels good, what feels bad. You'll start to understand your item spikes. You'll start to understand what pace of the game you like. You'll start to understand what sort of runes feel good in certain matchups. Do this day in, day out. None of this crap where you're playing like Victor, Syndra, Diana, Lulu, Cassio, Galio, Ori, like in like the space of a few days. And you don't even have enough ranked games played, by the way. Like you have a few. Right. Okay, this day you had quite a few.
I'm also playing on another account, and I'm playing in my scrims, so it's like,
okay,
but those don't really count, I guess.
So, and you know what? It's like, yes, you get a little bit angry. And it's good to have a little bit of anger, because I do think that is important for me. I mean, that's my personal opinion. There are going to be people watching this who say that's not important. But I think a little bit of anger in the mix is good, because it motivates you. It's like, okay, I'm actually angry at the quality, the level of my play, and I want to change it. And then what's going to happen? You're going to get a lot of questions. Then this is where you come to me. You book a session. You talk to me. He's like, Curtis, what do you think about this matchup? How would I play it out? What am I missing? Because you're not going to be able to spot everything. That's where you need to use my videos. Maybe you need to, because then you're like, okay, I'm not even looking at the jungler. My camera panning's terrible. My warding assessment's terrible. The efficiency of my wards, my itemization, all these things like you're just missing. Then that's where you can start to go from 75 to 80 to 85 to 90. And that's where I've done most of my work, is taking players from 90 to 95 to 100. That's what I've done for the past 3 years. So this is the first time where I'm going back to getting people from like 50% to 60 to 60 to 70 and 70 to 75.
Okay.
So that's what I would recommend. And again, it's like, and in this situation, if I'm reviewing this VOD, I would actually be like, wait, where's Zoe? And then here, when you go check, it's like, wait, oh my god, how did he get that base? Like, I'd be like annoyed at myself. You know what I mean? I'd be like,
I'm pretty sure I was annoyed at myself.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great sign, because then you're like, holy crap, I don't want that to happen again. Why was I so late and seeing this? And what I'd be like here is look at the VOD. It's like, what am I doing? Like here, why am I standing so aggressive? Why am I walking so back when this Zoe's and needs to recall?
It's just my mentality. It's wrong.
It's just your mentality. And then you're like, what am I doing, man? And then you start to realize it, because and if you're not putting this experience in context, then it's not going to have you're not going to know why you're changing it, you know? Like, you're not going to know why you're changing it. So again, for everyone watching this coaching session, this stuff is the difference. But we're not talking. This is not for the average player. This is This is the type of mentality. If you want to go for the elite, the top level, you got to have this sort of mentality. Otherwise, and it's a lot harder for you, Michael, because again, you started off as a player 2, not player 1. So that's what makes this whole process harder. Is that you have to try and force that unnatural way of playing the game, for you. Which is why I don't recommend one tricking Malzahar, or like playing one all the way to like diamond. Like, it's good to have a champ like Malz in your pool, and it's good to learn the game. But if you play Malz for like 2 seasons straight in platinum and diamond, you're gonna ingrade so many bad habits. And this is where it happened. This is where it actually happened. Season 7.
Well, I don't even think at that point. I think I was still trying to find what I wanted to play in the game. Like, I didn't know like what role I was even gonna play. I think that season, season 9, is when I kind of knew like I'm gonna try to learn mid.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back into the VOD.
I mean, do you care if it goes over the hour?
No, we'll keep going, man.
Okay, cool.
All right, man. I don't care. I'm here to help you, man. I don't give a shit about that. All right. So
I'm just being nice,
Let's look at this. So
should I have Master back here?
Yeah, I think
oh my god, this is so cringe.
You should match your base because you need a refillable. You don't want to stay in lane when they're refillable here. It's a free recall.
I don't even think about a refillable. Like, I didn't even think about that until after you said.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm doing, honestly. What? Like, I don't know. I just don't even know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I mean, this is just there's nothing. I don't even know what you're doing either. Because like the way I see this as well, where's your jungler? Your jungler's looking top. Your bots, you have no information where the bot is. They're pushed in, so there's no kill threat anyway. And it's a low Rakan, half HP, no level 6 Rakan, so there's no gank setup anyway. You have no refillable. You haven't got to your first spike. Your jungler's top side. You have no information of where Lee Sin is. Even if you walked into bot jungle, you would probably get seen by Lee Sin anyway, given that it's 5 minutes 45, and Lee Sin is most likely going to be on Krugs or Raptors right now, knowing that Lee Sin did a bot to top clear, and that he's going to be in that area. So around 5 minutes, 5 minutes 30, generally the jungler's going to be on the side that they started on. So this lean makes 0 sense. The only world in which this lean is somewhat decent if your intention was extremely high level and that you were hovering here so your bot lane could get a reset just in case we're going to get ganked by Lee Sin or something. I don't know. But
no, it definitely wasn't.
Definitely not the case.
I wish I knew what I was thinking. I don't think it was that. Maybe drag was up and I'm worried about drag. Like, I don't.
To be honest, it doesn't even matter what you're thinking because your movements are telling. Nothing's going on here. You're not panning your camera. You're not thinking about you don't have a refillable. Yeah, none of it really makes sense. But anyway.
So yeah, that's my purpose in life. Not to make sense, right? I'm fucking around.
But the thing is, man, this is great. I love looking at this stuff, man. This is the painful experiences you need. This is what's going to help you change because it's just like, I'm here to open your eyes.
The thing is, before, like, I obviously wouldn't be thinking about this, but if you're making it, you're kind of telling me.
It's my job, man.
This is why this is why you're losing. So,
yep. It's everything makes sense, man. Everything makes sense.
Like, I'm going to lose this wave, but this is like so stupid for me to. I guess maybe not.
Okay, let's take a look at this. So,
if I'm using the F keys, I'd be able to see this faster.
That's very big.
Wasting like 20 seconds.
Okay, so beautiful. Zoe's leaning. You have vision there, so we spot out the Zoe roam. Nice. Beautiful here. Okay, not too bad.
Like, I should be F keying top right now.
Yeah, you should be seeing what was going on there ages ago. Like, after this wave, just pan your camera top here, especially because you can see he's getting engaged on. And then he ease in, Lee Sin goes. So I like that you're hovering here a little bit. I don't mind this at all. Camille could have easily ulted there potentially, but she chooses not to, so you go back to mid wave. There's a bit of an overcommit there because they already disengaged, but it's not too bad. I like that you're pinging your ult. That's very nice. That's very good. Okay.
I didn't even want to. I think I'd die here, honestly.
Uh,
Yeah, probably. It's
no, I
super
don't think
chunked.
so. This was actually here in this situation. I think you're trying to bait in Zoe here because Nidalee is coming. I actually don't mind this. I think the only problem here is that you waste your E. You E the wall. If you
No, I
actually
was trying. Yeah, that's why I don't think I was actually even trying to set up a game. I think I was trying to just leave. Like if you look at my, because I was trying to E to the turret
really,
to get.
you sure?
If you, maybe
I
I
think you're
don't know.
trying
We'll
to E
see.
Zoe for the gank.
We'll see.
Because look at this. Look at the direction of your E. Oh wait, actually,
Yeah, but
okay.
yeah, no, it is. It's to the turret. That's why I don't even think I was trying to get ganked. I think I was just trying to get safe, and I get chunked here. It just so happens to be that
Okay.
the nid's there. You know.
Okay, this is the reason no refillables. Bit of a okay, but your base here is good. You base on it. Oh no, that was your free recall there, man. It was a cannon.
Well, I think
Oh,
no, I
Camille's
saw
coming.
Camille coming. That's why it doesn't even work though. Yeah, it's like such a waste.
Wait, I think you give it away. I think that's
Well,
why.
no, Camille was.
Pretty.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know,
We don't.
man.
Zoe probably watered top when he lent top anyway.
He definitely saw that. There's no
Yeah.
way he did not see.
True.
Like it's just the way he was moving so early.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
But yeah, no, like I wanted to back here, but you see Camille's
yeah.
pinging like I'm on the way, like I'm coming.
Mm.
I was like, okay, well I'm
Yeah.
gonna follow up because that's the type of player I am. I'm like, I'm not gonna like no,
Mm.
get the hell out of
You're not
here.
gonna ping back.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like, okay, like you want to do this? I'm down with you, man. Like,
No,
you
I
know,
don't. I mean, I don't. To be honest, I don't mind this play because I mean it's a bit telegraphed, but I don't mind it because there's a lot of kill threat. Like Zoe and you and all and like Camille all with, like there's a lot of lockdown. It's a free kill, so I actually don't mind it to be honest. Like even though it is a bit
Okay.
compensating, because like you know I don't mind it to be honest. As long as you get Camille to help you here, get the wave out. That's the most important thing. W. Yeah. Okay. This whole time would have been so much nicer if you had a refillable. Okay,
Let me just try
Q,
shove this.
nice.
Oh, but I just die, yeah.
I think you're fine, dude.
No, I guess I am. Big TP from Camille. But that like screws her up now. Because now she doesn't have TP.
Yeah, she misses so
basically
much
just
top.
use TP.
This is a terrible TP from Camille.
Like I should have just died here, even if
I think, to be honest, I think you'd live, even if Camille doesn't TP.
look top. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jeez, so much.
And you know what? You know what's fascinating? Is that this is the way solo queue works. Because, again, like, because you've taken bad trades and because you've just made poor decisions, because you haven't called off the play, because you built wrong with no refillable, because this whole thing happened. So the way solo queue works is one bad decision creates a poor situation, which creates another poor situation, which creates another poor situation. The way good players win solo queue, if you watch my pro player insight video, they make a bunch of little small good decisions, which eventually lead to a great play. And conversely, a bunch of little small poor decisions lead to one very bad play. So this is the very bad play. Generally what happens in solo queue. Whether it's from you or your teammates. Just unfortunate situations occur. That's what I love about solo queue, man. It's like the ultimate no on, no pots, and no pink. It's a disaster.
I get that Mario.
I mean, the MR's good, but you just need pinks because again, your only way you need to generate kill threat. Again, that's the mindset. You got to generate kill threat. You got to set up a kill on this Zoe, and you need pots to stay healthy enough because if you're not healthy, there's no ganks gonna happen because you're gonna be so low that it doesn't even matter. Okay, get that wave out. What was Lee showed bot, right? That was Lee. Okay, Lee showed bot.
Yeah.
To be honest, Zoe played this lane poorly. Like she saw that you overextended like once or twice, but her early laning was so passive. Okay, so you get that. Lane topside, beautiful. Are you maybe defending this? What the hell's that build?
Oh, Zoe.
She's trolling.
Yeah. Well, she beats me, so that means I'm trolling, I guess.
Yeah, you're trolling as well. And Nidalee solo kills the top laner. Okay. Should be dot. You should. Okay, that's not too bad. I like it. I would have one thing, a little micro thing here, by the way. You'll notice when you see anyone in high elo in like Korean, if you watch Korean games versus Zoe, when Zoe walks up like this, you need to alternate your dodging patterns. Like just like every single time you alternate your dodging patterns, because generally what happens is if you alternate the first time you go this way, the next time you go that way, or sometimes you run straight, whatever. This Zoe each time is going to be progressively confused about how to hit the, like which way to put the E, if that makes sense. So
yeah, she needs to pick one of the three.
Yeah,
hope.
but if you just W and don't dodge, then like yeah, you're gonna minimize damage, but you and you're going in with no aftershock.
It's a big play from the Galio. Maybe I'm just frustrated. I'm like, stop hitting me.
I mean, okay, this whole thing as well, the way I see it, and this whole situation, it's like you just gotta play patient, man. You gotta understand. Okay, if you just chill, look what's happening. Zoe's getting in the wave. That's completely fine because your whole champion revolves around you and your team. Your Camille's coming out of base. Your top lane, your jungler's actually just solo killed the top laner. Lee Sin's just resetting. You're in a lull state. There's no need to fight Zoe right now. Zoe will win in an isolated 1v1, but there's no reason to just queue here. It doesn't make any sense. Like, the wave's coming in, you're in an isolated 1v1. This doesn't do anything. Like, yes, you queue the wave, you might thin it a little bit more. At the end of the day, you're going to have to catch the wave under tower anyway. And if you stay healthy, that's gonna be what matters, especially since you have no pots. That's going to be what matters. So when Nidalee does reset, come back on the map, you are going to have gank threat because you have flash. This Zoe is so bad that she took no cleanse, no Mercury treads, no cleanse into the most gankable. Like, she just gets one in the most squishy build possible. So it's like these are the sorts of things you'll start to realize in solo queue when you watch. You should watch that Love Galio guy, by the way. After this, the first thing you're gonna go is go to YouTube, and type in Korean Galio Challenger solo queue, and there's a guy in Korean solo queue called, I think his name's Love Galio. Watch that guy play. He is unbelievable, and you'll notice all the little things about how good he is at setting up ganks, and how he minimizes lanes. Like, it's just crazy. It's what you need to look at. And again, you're heavy trading, your jungler's on in base, and then you have to recall again because you have no pots. Okay, he goes in. Flash. He's getting smurfed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I had more HP, would have been fine, right?
If you just eat out here, you can just eat out here. I think you're fine. But yeah, the HP thing as well. It's all the small things adding up. But the main thing is that you should just eat out here. Or to be honest, here, whenever you see your bot lane, you're the one, like, literally you going in here. Just flash taunting. Like, just flash taunt or something like that right now. Like, just dodge here, and instead of, like, Thingo, just flash taunt over it, because they're literally right here as well. And then you can chain CC with your E. I don't know. Either way.
I think the game, this is like, now the game just goes down.
Oh, yeah, the game is just, I mean, it's winnable, but it's hard.
No, but I'm definitely not going to win this because...
Okay, a good play here.
Well, maybe let's see what I do. Do I do something good?
Okay, free kill. Nice. Good roam.
Oh, is it free?
Nice.
Oh, okay, cool.
I like it. I like that you're panning your camera bot when you're in base. It's really good. Here's the flame.
Uh-oh.
This is the NA flame.
Nah, dude. I think at this point I'm so tilted that
yeah,
I'm tilted this game.
Yeah, you're tilted at yourself.
I've changed. I started like recently. I just like have my chat disabled. I don't even talk to people anymore. It definitely with
Wait.
like,
by the way,
one
thing I didn't even talk about here is that right now, look what Zoe flashes. Oh my god, this is so incredibly big. She
She
flashes
picks
like
it
this.
up.
No flash. Now she has no flash. Mid with no cleanse and no mercs. She's the most vulnerable champion in the game right now. Right now, this is a kill. Nidalee's coming. Oh, she was there. What happened here?
It's just think I'm not even pinging. I don't even think I want to kill her. I think I just want to push.
Yeah, you're not even pinging, man. Like, actually, this is sorry. I'm gonna go on about this one more time. But one thing I have also noticed, by the way, in my experience in high elo, the best players, they want the most resources a lot of the time. They spam ping like gankable. Like if you watch some of my streams, actually, I talk about it's like I will literally type in chat. Mid is gankable. No flash. No flash. I'll literally time the flash. I'll keep timing the flash. Mid is gankable. Mid is gankable. I'll literally keep saying it because I want to know. I want to let this guy know that it's a free kill. And I'm not saying it because I want ganks. I'm saying it because it's a free kill. This Nidalee can choose to make that decision. She can choose to go bot steal. That's fine as long as she understands that it's a free kill mid. Because my mentality, again, versus no flash Zoe, I'm Galio, I'm an animal at setting up ganks. This is the only way I'm going to win a game. If I don't play for ganks, then what am I? You know? Then there's no point in me playing this champion. So, yeah, that's very telling as well. The fact that you're not calling for ganks, you're just playing for the wave. It's very, very rough.
Play Galio for the cool skin, you know?
Alright, so, okay, this is not bad. What's happening here? Nidalee's bot side. She's getting a pink. Okay, here comes Camille. Okay. I like it.
I ulted her because, well,
Yeah, that's not, to be honest, it's
but
not
it didn't
bad.
matter. I could have just walked into her, but I wanted to give her the shield.
Yeah, no, I probably would have done a similar thing though, to be honest. I think the biggest mistake here is not collapsing. Like, you just walk down here, man.
I should have just went first, yeah.
I'll chill, wait here, wait around the corner. As soon as I see Nidalee come up, I'll then walk around here.
It just happened so fast. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut her off like right here, but then like they're already fighting. I give her like 100 HP shield. If I just walked in that bush, it would have been much. But
yeah,
and then
a
like,
bit unfortunate.
yeah, this is.
Well, they get a kill though. They kill Zoe. She has no flash. So.
Yeah, they do. I think I remember.
Free
also.
kill, shut down. Lucian is very big. Get the wave in mid. Beautiful lean bot side. I like it. This could work. I don't mind this at all.
I
Okay.
don't know if I can.
Okay, I like this hovering out. I like that. That's really nice. Recall, come back, get your Kindle Gem. Pinkwood, I like it. There's Zoe. In terms of pings, it's all too late. You need to be going danger, 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 danger. And again, this is telling of mentality is that you don't want to let this, like, again, your opponent, it's your responsibility to keep track of them and keep them down. You're not going to win if Zoe gets fed, right? So you will do anything it takes not to let this person get fed. That's why again, you ping. You don't ping because it's fun. You don't ping because, you ping because you want to win. You want to ping because you don't want to let your opponent get that roam off because it's super annoying if they do. Okay, beautiful. Your Nidalee's playing topside. That's completely fine. So you can just adapt. There goes Zoe. Shows topside. Danger ping up the river. You should be danger pinging up the river.
I think I danger ping, but yeah. Also, it's not even. I just ping that. She's gonna die. It's too late.
Okay, she respects. Okay, now she's got mid, so you get free mid move now. This is really big. You can do something with it. Let's see what you do.
Now, I think I just hit play to you then. I don't know. I should be going top.
Yeah, you should go top right now. Nice, you go top. I like it.
Well,
okay, actually, I don't mind this because they're not committing. You should be painting your camera and they're not committing, so it's not too bad. Then you go. Again, your camera movement needs a little bit of work here. But it's pretty good. I actually like this. I like that you get that plate mid. Because you didn't need to commit. Okay, there's Nidalee. Oh, if she dies, it's not good at all. Oh, okay, that's big. Dude, you can win this game so easily. This Nidalee and Thingo, they can carry.
Oh.
Okay, you can get your proto belt now, which is very big. But depending on what's going on the map here, don't recall yet. See what's going on first. Because you want to be somewhat on the same page as Nidalee here. Ooh. Okay, get that. Beautiful. Zoe actually is a good champ to play for learning that aggressive style, by the way. If you like
Okay.
Zoe.
I was trying to learn Syndra. Like I was learning Syndra.
Yeah,
That
Syndra's
was the
another good
champ I
one.
was. The problem I
Syndra's and
have with
Zoe.
this problem I have with Syndra is every time like I feel like the minute I play against like a J4 or like something that like early
Yeah,
games,
it's annoying.
it's so I don't know how to play it. So it's like, I
Well-
want to play aggressive, but then I just lose so hard. So it's like, okay, well now I'm just playing passive. It's like, am I?
Well,
Like,
that's
I
where
guess that's
jungle tracking comes into play and warding.
okay.
Because
I
you're
guess
probably
my
not warding.
my aggression's not calculated at all. But
Yeah.
that's
Well, you don't
something
just
I
play aggressive. Like a winning matchup doesn't mean you play aggressive 24/7. A lot of the time, it just means you have control over the wave whenever you want it, and you can control river. And sometimes it means that you can minimize even when you have a defensive jungler. Because some champions need an aggressive jungler. So you don't be in the mindset and sometimes a favorable matchup, it doesn't necessarily mean you get solo kills. It just means that you have pressure because you take favorable trades. You know? Yeah, just because like you gotta play Syndra and play aggressive, like doesn't mean you go crazy. Okay, wait, what's going on here? Why he's sitting on a lot of gold, but Nidalee's still staying on the map as well.
It's just I think the drags up, and that's like but like we're not ready for this. I shouldn't even be like. I don't even think we should be contesting it, to be honest.
To be honest, I think this is.
I missed that though. It's huge. Honestly.
Wait, this is how is this not a kill? You shouldn't use W here. You just E.
No,
And
yeah,
then-
I wasn't, and I missed. That's like pretty bad. And then I path out. I didn't because me and her aren't like playing together, so I don't really know what she wants.
No, no, you just don't know. You just don't know what she's
I
doing.
don't know. Right.
You
Yeah,
should
I
know.
don't know.
There's no.
This is a
It doesn't
kill.
require any communication.
I should just know this is a kill.
Well, because look at the map. Like, you know your champion. You know Nidalee has follow-up. Nidalee's in the area. You know in these situations, you don't want to just tap your stun
Mm.
and you just miss your E. It's like, there's nothing to do with
That's fair.
comms. There's nothing to do with anything. Like,
Right.
yeah, in comms,
But
your jungler
I
could have
get
maybe
that.
said, yeah, your jungler might have said, oh, I'm coming, and then maybe that would have allowed you to do it. But again, that's what competitive does. It hides your weaknesses a lot of the time. Beautiful. Good play. I think this is nice. Oh, he's nearly got him.
So
Oh, bad luck. Just not on the same page here. To be honest,
I could
I
just
would-
went for bullets.
I would have done the same thing, though. I think that's complete. I like the aggressive mindset there. They just outplayed you guys.
Big
Bad
big
luck.
Bummer.
To be honest, Nidalee should have went for Ezreal here because,
You think? Okay.
yeah, I think so. She should hold her spear, but she doesn't know you have flash, so whatever. Okay, that happens. I think you actually get mid tower here. Beautiful. Wait, dude, you actually kill them? What happens here? How the hell do you kill them?
I
What
don't
the hell
know.
happens here?
Oh, Lucian comes flank. I just double kills him. Looks like
Okay,
just man knows.
it's a free win.
Well, we're gonna lose. So
What happens? So you got your proto belt. Beautiful. Okay, you don't have flash, but she gets pinks down onto river because you want to be playing for dragons. You get some pinks down here. You'd be careful with using your pinks here because your jungler's not in the area yet, but I guess your support's here, so it's not too bad, but
they're just gonna clear that vision, you know? Oh, they're not cool.
you should be okay. He has TP giving it. Okay. I don't know why you guys gave it. What happens here? I guess
that's
Nidalee's
where-
kind of late.
We're noobs.
Feel like you might be able to fight this, but again,
If
you're not pressing tab to assess the situation. Like, I don't know what items I have. I have no information. I have no idea. So you don't
Okay.
like the way. I mean, in any of these situations, okay, like I would be okay. Do they have QSSs? Do they have stopwatches? Who's spiked? Does Lucian have Bork yet? Does what does he have? Does Ezreal have 2 item spike yet? Does he have Triforce, Muramana? Like, what? I have no idea if you win or not. Okay, okay. What do we see here? Incredibly strong, incredibly strong. No ultimate, no ultimate, no ultimate, no flash, no cleanse, nothing. Super squishy one shot. Hasn't spiked yet. Weak, weak, and pretty weak. No, he's okay. He's got Triforce. Not level 11 though. There's no reason you give this up, in my opinion. Yes, Rakan doesn't have ult, but I think Lucian's ridiculously strong right now. And Nidalee as well. Dude, Nidalee's 4 levels up.
Yeah, I think I throw this game, to be honest.
You can just walk in. You don't need to go to midwave right now. You should be walking in right now. The reason they're not going for the dragon is because you're going for midwave. That's why. Because who's going to face check? But you don't hear. You just give it. I think you just give it by going mid.
No, yeah. I don't realize that.
So you see how this ties into like that, again, your mindset. It's like, dude, you got to be always assessing. How are you going to win this game? Do you want to give this for free? Like, are you going to be the player that fights over every objective, or are you going to be the player that gives every objective? I don't know.
Well, usually
your
I'm
choice.
the one who gives it. Yeah, that's probably the problem.
That's what I'm trying to show you, man. I got to make it as painful as possible for you. I'm going to make you feel bad for it.
That's good.
It's my intention. Your mid tower, really, really good. Now, you should be swapping lane assignments, in my opinion. I think you should put it with your Lucian mid, and you should go top. You should be in Camille bot. You should be calling for this Rift Tower. You want to snowball this game, right? You're winning. You're ahead.
Oh, dude. Oh, I remember this. I try so hard to get there, but the fight like moves away.
Okay. And then we just give Rift Herald as well, giving every objective. Okay. Out of interest, on your amateur team, do you have like is there like some like really vocal shot caller? Sorry?
Yes.
Okay, that makes
not me.
sense. It's not you.
It's
Yeah.
not me.
Definitely not you. I know it's
I'm
definitely not
usually
you.
I'm usually the guy who kind of just says like what's happening in my lane, and then
Right.
come to an objective or something, and like, oh, that was a bad pro about whatever. But I mean, most of the times it really depends on the scenario. But like, I don't really talk. I'm not the one like hogging resources and stuff. I'm definitely the one that's like giving. So like my ADC can get really fed, or my jungler can get really fed.
You know, there's a my philosophy. I'm gonna quickly share my philosophy on competitive. What I used to tell my players in every game. This is how it works. Every player says what to do. Like, I don't believe in shot callers. I don't believe in shot callers. I don't believe they exist. I believe that every player says the play, and then people call it off, or they say no, I'm doing this. So, for example, you're playing mid and playing Galio. You don't wait for your jungler to say, I want to do this. Can you do this? But you should be always saying, what do you want? You and your champion, your take on the game, what is best for you? You say, okay. You say things like, you can say,
I want,
you know, mid's really gankable. Can we contest that second red buff? Can we, like, I want to dive bot. That you should be actively looking for things that are good for you. Then over time, what will happen is you guys in review can be like and get aligned, because what's happening, and this is what my whole philosophy on League of Legends is this. Let's just say you have top, jungle, mid, AD, sub. Now, in my opinion, at the highest level of play, and if you really want to get good as a team, let's say each of these lines is equal length. Now, let's say this line represents the way you view the game. Now, this is each line represents the way you view the game. Now, at the moment, from what I hear, it's like, okay, jungle, he's like all the way out here. Yours is like incredible. Is there a freaking eraser here? There is. Yours is like incredibly short. It's like here, and then maybe tops up here. Maybe like 80 carries is like down here, whatever, and then supports up here. What happens in review is that you're trying to then understand what he wants rather than him trying to understand what you want. So what happens over time is that there's no there's no alignment. You guys are going to never be on the same page ever. What you're going to be on, you're going to be on his page. So
Okay.
this is
that
actually
what-
really,
not
this is
what the
actually really
jungler
bad,
wants,
you know.
though?
Yeah, you're just doing what the jungler wants or what he views. And you know what why this is really bad? Is because this jungler is never going to understand all the details about mid lane. And you're never going to understand all the details about jungle. Okay? But the beauty of being a mid lane main and a jungle main is that you don't need to be experts at each other's roles. You need to just be an expert in your role. So then what happens in review, you can talk to your jungler and be like, and what Schönfire used to do as a jungler, he'd go to his mid laner and say, hey man, like, you know, is this how the matchup goes? Who gets pressure? What's the kill threat like? Could you have done this in lane? Then you conversely go to the jungler. It's like, what was your path like? Why did you do that path? Could we have ganked mid? How come we didn't gank mid? How come you weren't playing around mid here? How come we had no vision in river here? How come I felt super threatened by the enemy jungle? Why was blah, blah, blah. Like, you can get into that discussion, understand his role better, and then conversely, the jungle gets to understand mid lane better. All that's going to happen by doing this, what you're doing now, and what happens with a lot of teams and why they never improve or why they reach a cap is because the jungle, like, either way, you're just compensating or playing for the jungler, or the jungler's just playing just for the mid laner, or vice versa. And because they can never really understand, you're never going to understand one of the other roles that way, you just reach a cap. So this is why it's incredibly important for you to be so clear on what you want in a game. And then after, you guys can all have that discussion. Hey man, this is what I thought. This is what I thought the win con was. And then you can even literally ask your jungler, oh, hey, you know, when you ganked bot, man, you know, was that worth it? Because you actually could have ganked mid and we could have got rift off that. Rather than, oh, good job on that dive bot, man. But, like, you know, we sacrificed mid for that. I had to respect mid. I had to get behind because of that. You know, this is where you can get into those level discussions, understand what's the trade-off. Because you getting behind or you compensating for the enemy team or the team, or getting your teammates ahead isn't always the best play. It's just not. Okay? And you got to have that discussion. Does that make sense?
Yes, no, it does. Oof.
What's happening here? You're on the side lane here. What's the next objective? Play for Dragon, I guess? Not Baron? I want you press tab in a second. I want to see what you press. 145 Dragon. They have 2 drags. You get Baron relatively fast. Camille has TP. I don't think you should be...
To be honest, I don't even know. I think I just went bot because it was the open lane. You know.
Okay, I like this. Just grouping for pressure. You sit on the pink ward there. You can even loop here, look for a kill potentially. This is a freak. I think this is free. Nice. I like it. I like it. Play slow. Nice. Ooh. I actually like this initial engage. I don't know why Camille wasn't following up though.
I think the Jax was on there.
Oh
or
no,
something.
yeah, Jax.
I could have
Okay.
flashed off it or something. This second fight engaged, that was really like after we
This is
threw it
fine.
out, like right here, I think.
Yeah,
I should
that's
have
too
stopped.
far.
Yeah, but I mean, I get punished for it, so.
I don't mind you looking for that play though. I think the initial play was fine. But yeah, because you couldn't account for Jax stopping Camille engage. It's fine. You got CP here. Dragon. Oh, they got Dragon. 3 drags. Okay, you should definitely be going. What's going on here? Oh,
I think I tabbed out.
Tabbed out in game or checked out mentally.
Huh? Nah, I tapped out again. I'm always out mentally, man. Come on. Oof. She one shot. Do I die
So,
here?
I mean, okay, we can look at this all we want, but I really,
It's the
you know,
same thing. Yeah, it
I
doesn't
mean,
really.
I think that this isn't representative of your level of play. I mean, okay, it is, but it's a result of you just not giving a shit, man.
You think so?
I mean, you
You think
care,
I
but
just you think I just play? I think I'm playing too much, trying to get results, and I'm not really playing to improve. But like I
yeah,
think I am. I think I'm like mentally like tricking myself. Like I think I'm playing to improve, but I'm really just playing to play. So I think
yeah,
I'm
you're
getting
playing to
better.
play.
But
Okay,
I need to play with like a purpose. But I don't know how to like start that.
mm,
Like I try to VOD review myself, but like I don't even think it matters because sometimes I just make the same mistake.
you make the same. Is it because you're probably focusing on 1,000 things at once? Probably.
Yeah,
What do
probably
you
is.
specifically? Because it seems like, well, the first thing is
What like
like,
what champs like do you think I should be playing? Honestly, like
well,
I
well
think
first thing, I want to
yeah.
ask
Go
a
ahead. Go
question.
ahead. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
If okay, this is the quick test. I always ask this. If I were to say this is the next game you played in, if you won, you win $1 million. How different would your gameplay
She
be?
probably super fucking
Like, so,
nervous, man.
okay, let's just say you win $1 million if you win that game, right?
Ugh,
And let's say that's you playing 100%. What do you think you played in this last game? At what intensity?
probably like 60%, 70% intensity. I gave up that game though because my team just like I don't know. Actually, no, I felt really good mentally this game. I didn't tilt. This is probably the
Okay.
first time I didn't tilt with a team that like was actually doing really bad.
Okay.
But I definitely wasn't giving it 100%. Like I wanted to win, but I definitely wasn't
Mm.
like
Mm.
I'm going to push myself to the limit here.
Because that's, I mean, in the way I like to view it is that's kind of like, if you want to reach that level, we're talking, you're a player, a diamond player that wants to go competitive. You want to play, you want to go collegiate, whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's, if you think about it in terms of percentages, like this, think about it like this, think about the people in America, and think about the percentage of players who play league who play collegiate.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty slim, right? There's not many.
Yes.
So you got to do, you're not gonna get, if you act average, you're gonna get average results. The same thing in life. You do the average thing, you get average results. If you act mediocre, you live a mediocre life. It's the same thing in League of Legends. You have mediocre intensity, you're probably gonna have mediocre results. I'm not the one here. I'm not telling you what you, because at the end of the day, man, you don't have natural talent, right? You're not a naturally talented
Okay.
gamer at League. There's some people who do. If you go on the leaderboards here, I'm sure there's some natural talented players who learn faster. It doesn't mean you can't be as good as them, but it does require that you put in more work. You have to sometimes put in more, play more games and put in more work. Think about Crown when he won Worlds. Have you seen that story? There's a story about him on the, if you go on the LoL
No.
esports page.
But okay, yeah.
He played literally like his goal was to play like the most games, be the hardest working player. He played like thousands of games when that season. So he played thousands of games, lost Worlds, they came second or whatever, and then won Worlds the next year. He was the epitome of grind because he didn't have like the natural talents compared to someone like Faker or like, he probably has a lot of talent, but not on the levels of some other people. And at the end of the day, man, why I think it's doable is because Schönfire, I talk about him a lot because he's so inspiring to me because he's not talented. He's a definition of not talented. His micro is terrible, like slow clicking. He was gold. Like when I was high elo, he was like gold. He was like a joke. And like he grinded and now he got like top 5 in Korea and like rank 1 in NA and like super high. Like he's done crazy shit from a random kid from Australia, like because he just worked his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
So with no talent. So like the way, again, I'm not here to tell you. I can't force you to put the work in, and I can't. If you don't get excited about your goal and you don't want it bad enough, then you're not going to do it. I'm just telling you what's required if you want to go to that next level. If you actually want to be a really great player,
No,
you got to take this into account. And
that's
and
good.
and so in terms of champs, like it really doesn't matter. Like the champions don't matter. Like it really doesn't. It's more your mentality when playing them. Like as long as they're not trash and they're like good, like decent, somewhat decent champions, like
Should be alright.
Syndra's good. I think it's a really good champ because it's versatile. Like I don't know what the hell this page is here though.
Oh, that's just the page I take against Fizz. It's the only time I take this page against. I was
This
watching.
is the most defensive page I've ever seen in my life.
I was watching like one of these like Challenger Syndra guys, and he's like, "Yeah, I only take this page against Fizz." And I was like, "I hate playing against Fizz, so I'll try it out." And I really liked it. So because I mean, I can explain how it works, but you can still shit on it if you want.
No, man, I just think it's so
But that's
unnecessary.
the type of player I am, man. I mean, look, the summon Ari with the auto attacks early game is like really powerful.
Oh,
and then,
that's
like,
good. Yeah, that's
and
good.
then like
But
the nullifying orb, so you don't get killed, and then Scorch helps you early harass, and then the bone plating for the all-ins helps you survive. It's like I do a lot. Of anyway.
This and this together seem overkill to me.
Man.
Anyway, like one of them is fine, I guess, but.
So what do you recommend I take then? Just go normal like electrocute page, or just go to summon Ari with like, I don't know, pots or something.
Well, I personally don't like area on Syndra. I'm actually a big fan of Electro. If you want to play that style, or just Phase Rush. Like the way, if you want to minimize, Phase Rush, Mana Flow, Transcendence, Gathering, Secondary, Magical Footwear, and Cosmic. If you play well, take good trades, you sit on an early null magic mantle, you won't die. Unless you're just misplaying. Like you won't die. So, because the way I view it is like it's one or the other. The only bad thing I don't like about this is 50-50. It's like poke / like you're still going barrier at the end of the day, and you're still going bone plating, overgrowth, nullifying orb. Like it's 50-50. It's not fully aggressive, but it's not fully defensive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not fully scaling. So it's like, I don't see the point. It's like you're scaling for what? You're scaling with like Scorch and Airy with barrier? Like, it's just weird to me.
Okay.
Look at, if you go to...
There's so many OPs, man.
Yeah, these are all the best players. This guy. Let's look at his Syndra games. Like, okay, this is one where he's versing like a Yasuo.
Pretty hard matchup for Syndra, right?
Pretty hard matchup. Actually, let's sort it by Syndra. I'd say this guy's the best Syndra. See if he actually versus a Fizz out of interest. Galio, Talia, Jace, Lucian. That's a hard matchup.
Well, what if he ban? He might ban it, right? Probably not. Challenger probably wouldn't ban.
No one. Yeah, no way.
Do you think I perma ban Echo? I think that's a pretty good ban, right?
I hate Echo as well. Yeah, I perma ban Echo.
OP.
It's annoying, but I mean, the only time he's gone, he goes Airy sometimes. He actually went Airy recently versus Zed. I don't like this page. I disagree with that page. Majority of the time, even in hard matchups, though, this is where we go. He versus like. Okay, Cassidy he goes Airy. So a lot of these low range matchups, I think Airy's fine. I'm personally not a fan with it, but he goes it. But again, like this, things like this.
It's
like,
better or worse? That's better, right?
I think it's way better. I just don't think you need nullifying orb and bone plating. It's just over the top. That means like you just because Fizz cannot 100-0 you if you build a sit on a null magic mantle. He can't.
Right.
And he shouldn't be poking you, right? How is he going to poke you? How is he going to engage on you reliably?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's the way I view it.
No,
but anyway,
I understand.
In terms of champs, like I think
I just picked
I think Galio's
Syndra.
good.
Okay.
This is good. This is a good champ to have in your pool. I like it. So Galio's good. So Galio. I think Syndra's good because it's always, if you want to be a competitive player, you need to know Syndra. I mean, the meta's kind of shifting in this weird way though, which I think it is. Lulu might be a thing.
I don't know. I
It's
started
always
playing
probably,
her again.
yeah, so it might have to be a thing. Like we're actually probably coming into the worst meta for you to develop this style because it is a very supportive mid meta at the moment at a competitive level. But again, what are some other champs? I mean, Cassio is always good as well, even though it's quite defensive. But you still got to have that carry oriented mindset. You're not compensating. You have to take all resources. People play around you. You don't play around others. People play around you. So you can actually develop that style for Cassio because it's less about you. Because okay, one thing I want to clarify here, I'm not concerned about your trading. I'm concerned about your mindset, which is actually which is dictating everything in the game. Because I feel like your trading is going to be fine. Like your trading's not terrible. Your trading is just in that game was subpar because your jungle awareness didn't make sense, and I feel like you just didn't understand the matchup well enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's your trading's fine. It's your mentality. It's all the little things. It's like you're warding, not calling for ganks, just not pinging the enemy because you don't want to let them get run. It's like all the little things add up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I think affect you. Probably one of the biggest reasons why you struggle in solo queue. Because you got to be the carry. No one's going to carry you. So I don't think it matters what champ you play, whether it's Cassio, Galio, Syndra. They're all great. That'd be actually a real solid 3, to be honest, to start with, to hone.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll do it then. That's all I'll play.
I mean, they're fine, but again, the champ pool is not a problem. Like,
Right.
get rid of Mal. Stop playing Mals.
Yeah, most of the games recently have been pretty troll. I was just playing
Like-
Lulu because I really like her mid. She's fun.
Yeah, if you like Lulu, that's great. It's even better if you love a champion. If you love a champion, you should always play it because what loving a champion does, it allows you to go to that next level because you're willing to play a lot more games on it. So if you like Lulu, it's a strong champion at the moment, I think. So stick with it. So again, it really doesn't matter the pool. The premise is just 3. You want to be really good at 3 champions, like really good. Try and be as best as possible at 3 champs.
Okay.
That's what I would recommend, and then you can start to branch out. Because a champ like Lulu, like at the end of the day, that can be like your 4th, like where it's like, okay, you're gonna do your job, and that's gonna be a pick for you, a niche pick that you might be just really naturally good at and comfortable. It's like your style, so you might not have to put as much time into it, and it's just always gonna be somewhat decent. And it's probably a bit of a facilitating champion anyway, so it's fine. But these 3 champs, like, it's like, okay, holy shit, if Michael gets his champs, like, he's going to pop off, you know?
Right.
Whether it's Ori or Syndra, whether it's Victor or Syndra, or Cassio, Galio, whether it's Echo, whatever it is, they're the champs that Michael's going to pop off, or he can pop off. He knows those matchups. He knows how to always be good at them, or find ways to get stuff done.
I understand. Okay.
So, I'm going to upload this VOD on YouTube so you can refer back to it.
Sure. Okay.
But again, man, I want you to keep me updated, and I really think, because your knowledge of the game, I'm assuming isn't that bad. And like you said,
I would hope so.
you know about the game. All right,
know
I'm
that.
assuming it's not that bad. I mean, from what I've seen right here, it's not looking promising. But again, I don't know.
I could show you
Like-
the first game I wanted to show you, the Cass game. I thought I did pretty good in like this one, but like I said, it wasn't bad. Like the laner wasn't playing like how she should have. So like I didn't really want to review it because like I already know like what she did wrong.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can get to that another time. But I'm a bit fried at the moment. But
No, you're fine, dude. I mean, do you know when your next like coaching session like is open? Because I don't think you have anything for June.
yeah, I'm gonna try and open up some more potentially end of next month.
Okay.
But stay tuned on the Discord and keep me updated regardless, man. I'm really interested to kind of track your progress and help you out because
Okay.
I want to get you out of this rut, man, and you can do it. yeah, I know you can do it. You have the passion. I know you can do it. It's just, it's gonna be awkward at the start,
It's gonna
but
be brutal.
it's gonna be a grind, and it will. But again, just remember back, you could dominate your opponent, and intensity. That's the name of the game, intensity. And if you have any questions, and remember, like I said, remember that little formula. Play the game, review it, look for all the details. I talk about all the fundamentals in my mid fundamentals, like the tempo assessment, your jungle tracking, your warding, your roaming, all these things, and then more importantly, compare that with literally type in the exact same matchup in YouTube. Watch that. What are they doing differently?
Okay.
And then, maybe if you're like super stuck, you just don't know what you're doing wrong, then obviously, you need to, that's maybe where we need to do another coaching session. But I don't think that will be the case for a while, personally. Because I think that once you get out of this rut, I think you're going to feel a lot more like...
Confident.
Yeah, you're going to be... Because League's a confidence game, man. It literally is a confidence game. If you don't have confidence, you're going to always lose no matter what. Doesn't matter if you're the best player in the world. If you don't have confidence, you're going to play terrible. So, and you know what, man? You got to come up with this mindset. It's like, maybe you're not as good as you think you are, but that's fine. You're not in a rush. Like, you got to just play and figure out what your strengths and weaknesses are. Figure out what are you focusing on? What's missing in your gameplay? Is it your jungle tracking? Is it your warding? Is it your side lane awareness? Is it your mouse buttons? Is it your understanding of the side lanes? Is it your jungle awareness? That's one thing I can notice this game, is that your jungle awareness is really poor, because jungle awareness dictates exactly how you should play your lane, especially when you play Galio. It dictates everything.
Sometimes I have like really good, sometimes I have really bad. I don't know how to.
Yeah, great.
I don't know how to make it
stick with it.
I need to make it consistent.
You got to stick it. You got to. That's your number one learning objective. Write a little sticky note, put it under your monitor, and literally every single game, that's all you look at. Literally, how is my jungle awareness? How is my camera panning? Literally, and what I like to do is have 2 or 3 things max that you're focusing on one time, until it becomes natural. That becomes your level of play.
Okay.
Don't just do it one day and 2 days, 3. Dude, think of it for a week, 2 weeks straight, until you're the most side lane aware mid laner in NA, or until you never don't know where your teammate's jungler is.
Okay. Yeah, I should do that. Jungle tracking, camera pan. I'm gonna try to learn the camera panning today. Because like
big, man.
Rewatching the VOD, how clunky my camera panning is pretty sad.
Yeah, it's very clunky.
So
lot to work on. You got to get to work, all right?
That's basically how it is. Yeah.
Get to work, put in the work, and you'll and keep me updated, all right?
Yeah, I'll keep you updated, man. I really appreciate you giving me your time.
No problem at all, man.
Hopefully,
I know this was a bit weird though. This session was a bit different. It was. I think I quickly realized that I think the best time spent in this session was more about the mentality.
Yeah. I mean,
I think anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I could watch a VOD and probably see what I did wrong, but getting somebody's opinion on like what I should do and like the direction to take was probably more helpful.
Yeah, I mean, we can always the VOD stuff. You can ask me opinion, things like that. We can get to that, and you'll see that with because by the sounds of it, you play a lot of competitive. You know about the game.
I play a lot. Yeah.
You play a lot. You know it. You've been playing for quite a while. That stuff we can learn. But yeah, the mentality thing is sometimes incredibly hard to fix unless someone's actually roasting you and telling you how it is. And that was what I'm hopefully trying to get across today.
No, you definitely did.
Cool.
I don't want to keep you here too much longer. I appreciate the extra time you gave me.
Yeah, no problem at all, man. And I'll see you around the Discord and keep me updated, all right?
Sounds good. Thanks.
Catch you later, Michael.